Situated in Rivonia, north of Johannesburg, Liliesleaf Farm holds a position of esteem among struggle landmarks in South Africa. The farm was privately owned by Arthur Goldrich, but bought with funds from the then Communist Party of South Africa. It was at Liliesleaf Farm that the most prominent leaders of South Africa's struggle against apartheid sought shelter. Among these leaders was Nelson Mandela, who operated and lived there under the assumed name of David Motsamai. There, they attended meetings and held key debates on political and military policy and strategy. Some of those involved included Govan Mbeki, Walter Sisulu, Ahmed Kathrada, Bram Fischer, and Joe Slovo. Until 1963, Liliesleaf Farm was also the secret headquarters of the African National Congress and Umkhonto weSizwe, the armed wing of the ANC. From there, the leadership strategized a path that was to change South Africa's history forever. It was in July 1963 when the leaders decided that the 11th of July would be the last day they would meet at the farm. They had been worried that Liliesleaf Farm could be exposed, and thus it was felt necessary to close operations and move to another farm. The meeting on the 11th was to discuss Operation Maibuye, a plan to overthrow the apartheid government. However, this decision to move had been made too late. On the afternoon of the 11th of July 1963, the police, disguised in dry cleaning and flower vans, drove down the dusty farm and burst out of the vans, armed. In a thatched cottage, they found senior leaders of the resistance in a meeting, as well as a document outlining Operation Maibuye. Hundreds of other incriminating documents were found during the raid, and members of the group were immediately arrested.
It was a cold winter's day. And I tell you, after the arrest, it got so cold. I don't know that the weather changed, but it felt very cold.
However, Nelson Mandela was not arrested at the time, as he was already serving a 5-year prison sentence for leaving the country illegally in 1962. This arrest led to the Rivonia trial, which started on the 26th of November 1963. At the conclusion of the trial, the Rivonia 11 that included Nelson Mandela was sentenced to life in prison, barely escaping death penalties. Acknowledged to be the birthplace of Umkhonto weSizwe, today Liliesleaf Farm is now a museum and a world-famous heritage site. It attracts many visitors annually and is rated as a top things to do in Johannesburg site.
It makes me proud to know that there's someone out there who was working to create equality for the future generations so that we can live and have freedom and things like that. You know, it makes you appreciate it more and have better understanding when you come to places like this.
The museum experience, abuzz with activity, honors South Africa's heritage as well as its socio-political past. Olebogeng Kgosilentswe, SABC News, Johannesburg.